G'day everyone, Artist Wayne here and welcome to episode 3 of my Mad Max 2 the Road Warrior Interceptor 3D print. And just check out this huge 1/8 scale 3D model which I have printed with my very own original Prusa MK4S 3D printer which I assembled myself. So let's jump straight into it, because I've been a very busy boy.
Yes indeed, life on this spectacular farm that wife Jackie and I were farm sitting was coming along splendidly. However, I had no time for farming. I was too busy 3D printing one of the most awesome cars to ever hit the big screen, the Mad Max 2 Road Warrior Interceptor. And as for my Prusa MK4S, well, it was printing the famous Interceptor's GT motor.
More items printed for the engine. Just look at the battery! How cool is that?
My Prusa MK4S 3D printer was running hot now. These small intricate objects were a far cry from the huge prints I had been doing lately, significantly reducing my print times.
More items that have been printed today, all for the engine, and I'll start assembling and painting, so I'm excited.
And whilst all this was going on, I came up with a great idea. You see, after printing all the parts to the mighty Interceptor's GT motor, I began thinking about other things I could print that Max had in his car. In fact, I compiled a list that would keep me busy for half the day searching for free 3D objects on the internet. Things like the bucket hanging behind Max's head. The mighty Interceptor is full of items like chain, another bucket, bedding and netting. Max also has a yellow fire extinguisher, a dinky dyed dog food box, a pair of bolt cutters, binoculars, and of course he carries a sawn-off shotgun. Loads of fun stuff to print that will make this model so much better.
Life on the farm here is going well, but it's pretty bloody cold. We've had a frost here. It's perfect weather for 3D modelling. And today I am on the search for some items that I can 3D print for Mad Max's Interceptor.
And the first thing I found was a sawn-off shotgun. Unfortunately, it was here that my printer began playing up.
Alright, the sawn-off shotgun is finished. That's just beautiful. I have some shells laying around in the car. And now I have already found an old set of binoculars and bolt cutters.
As you can see, I was getting quite a bit of stringing or ghosting, which could indicate moisture in my filament or a dirty nozzle. Whatever it wasn't good.
Oh, I just stopped my print of the steering wheel and and the dashboard. It's like a plane crash. My filament has too much moisture in it. After my last print, I think my filament needs drying out. So it's a good time to get this bad boy out.
And unbox my Sunloo filler dryer. I recently purchased 2 of these from InkStation, so I might as well start using them. So whilst my filament was drying, I began assembling the left and right rear part of the mighty Interceptor's chassis. And whilst the glue was drying on the chassis, I went to work cleaning up the Scott injector hat, which sits on top of the 351's supercharger. Now I could begin assembling the mighty Ford Falcon 351 cubic inch GT motor. It felt good getting all these parts together. All the while I was thinking about raiding the farm shed for anything that could be used as spark plug leads and hoses. All the little intricate things that would make my model look so much more authentic. And you might remember that I ordered silver filament for all of these engine parts. Unfortunately, silver filament should be called grey filament. The colour definitely would not do for the supercharger and Scott injector hat. So I picked up some silver metallic acrylic paint that would hopefully do the trick. You might also remember in the last episode I mentioned that I already have my next printing project. Because I'm so impressed with this Mad Max Interceptor 3D print from the folks at Gambody, well, I visited their website once again to see what else they had on offer. And what do you know, Gambody had an 11th birthday special, so I downloaded myself not one, but 2 models. Needless to say, I'm excited. Being a gamer back in the day, and a huge fan of the Halo franchise, I will be 3D printing and assembling the Master Chief and the Warthog. And of course I'll be doing it in a huge 1/8 scale. As I continued painting the Interceptor's engine and dry a spool of filament, I unpacked a brand new roll of filament so I could continue printing. New rolls of filament come packed in tightly sealed bags, so it's highly unlikely for them to hold moisture. So my fingers were crossed I had solved the issue whilst I painted the Interceptor's engine bay. When I finally checked on my 3D printer, unfortunately I was still having problems.
I'm not getting a good print now. I changed the filament. I thought it was the filament, but this new roll of filament is giving me the same bad, undesired results. So I am going to pull the filament out, unload it, and I'm going to try cleaning the nozzle.
After visiting Prusa's website for some online troubleshooting, I cleaned my dirty nozzle with the tool that came with my original Prusa MK4S kit, and I was now back in the game. A 7.5 hour print time would see the Interceptor's dash and steering wheel come to life. Whilst all this was going on, I was looking in the farm shed for spark plug leads.
Alright, working on the motor. After setting up the printer, cleaning the print nozzle and getting that to work, and I am drilling out the ends of the spark plugs. Alright, this is how I'm doing it. I've drilled holes and I'm just looping the wire at the end, sliding it over and gluing it on the distributor cap. Alright, I'll give these a coat of paint because I could only find some red-black wire and work out where the piping and the rest of the wiring goes.
The Interceptor's motor was certainly taking shape now, and I would soon have all the spark plug leads painted black. And more importantly, after cleaning my Prusa MK4S's extruder nozzle, my 3D prints were looking sharper than ever.
Well, now we're back on track. That is printing beautifully. Dashboard and steering wheel. Go Mad Max.
I continued painting the Interceptor's motor and Max's sawn-off shotgun and an axe. I mean, Max would need to cut firewood with something.
There we go, just seeing how the motor fits. You might notice I even put a dipstick in. Max can check his oil level. Well, after a day of touch and go, because the printer was really playing up, finally she's back on track, printing beautifully. So once I get this off the bed and cleaned up, I'm going to start printing the roll cage to the mighty Mad Max 2 Interceptor. Alright, it's time to print 1/2 of the roll cage.
I needed the left and right sides of the roll cage because soon enough I would have all of the chassis/floor completely assembled, which would then give me an idea on how huge this model will actually be. And to join the front and rear chassis together, I would need something strong.
I need to join the rear part of the chassis to this front part. I don't want to use anything flexible in these holes. I'm going to head up to the farm shed to see if I can't find something appropriate that will do the job. Alright, to get some super stability in this chassis, I found some perfect rod, steel rod, and glue this sucker together.
My roll cage was coming along nicely as I started to add some detail to the steering wheel.
Drilling out the holes in the steering wheel. Lucky I've got 3 sizes of drill bits. Okay, steering wheel complete. Just need to paint it. Those inserts are silver. Been painting the dash. It's all systems go, and I need to get this chassis together. Well, it's all pinned, so she should be solid. It's all happening. Getting the dash painted. Got an axe and a pair of binoculars. Got to get some dirt on this GT motor. And half of the roll cage is complete. Now, because I plan to print out all the stuff that Max has in his Interceptor, and of course he had chain, I'm not going to use this lock, but my nozzle was playing up when I printed this, and I thought I couldn't be bothered trying to get all this scrap shit off, but it seems to be coming off now, so I'll try and persevere with this, and then I'll end up cutting the links here and there and just making just a pile of chain that can be put inside the Interceptor. How good is that? I've cleaned the chain up, and I thought all the links would be stuck together, but it's like real chain. That's amazing. This 3D printer continues to amaze me.
Yes, indeed, I was certainly gaining more experience with my 3D printer now, as I checked the roll cage fit in the Interceptor before gluing the entire thing together.
I'm printing some pins and a set of bolt cutters. Successful printing once again. The time has come. I am going to try and print clear glass. Trying to print the Mad Max side panel glass.
I tried printing faster, thinner and hotter, but achieving a clear print was still proving elusive.
My second attempt was worse than the first at trying to get a clear filament. And you can see the print lines in there. This one here I sanded as well, so it's going to be a work in progress, and I'll have to continue to learn the best method for the best result.
I was now continuing to print more internal items for Max's Interceptor. Things like the driver's seat, the dog's seat, gear knob, and accelerator, brake and clutch pedals.
More internals for the car.
The next morning I woke up with an idea. In fact, it was a great idea. I was going to replace the Interceptor's headlight protectors with a clear plastic yogurt lid. And I have to say it worked a treat. I'll be saving all our clear lids from now on, and I'll be on the lookout for something adequate for the windscreen. Now it was time to add some apocalyptic desert dirt to Max's V8. And I would also do some minor patching to the engine bay, whilst adding items like the battery, brake booster and water reservoir. And just like the headlight protectors in the Concorde front, which I wasn't happy with, I reprinted the washer wiper grill after unlocking the ratio values in Prusa Slicer, enabling me to get a much better fit. Of course I would be doing more painting when I revisited the front guards and Concord front, adding more colour and texture, but for now things were coming along nicely, as I planned to start printing the largest parts of this massive 1/8 scale Mad Max 2 Interceptor.
That's right, I plan to print the left and right hand roof and rear quarter panels to this massive 1/8 scale Mad Max 2, the Road Warrior Interceptor model. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and if you have any tips or tricks, leave them in the comments. I'm artist Wayne Dowson, and I'll see you in episode 4, where I can't wait to share more. Happy 3D printing, everyone.